So, you should have no problem at all getting up to this point to face Mirror Beam. All the Pokemons are like babies, like early level 20s, even though technically they should be evolved a little bit further by then. But no, dude, it's a breeze. You shouldn't have to struggle with anything. Like, I haven't even been consciously making decisions. I've just been hitting the A button and getting through this without any problem. Nobody's fainted. The disadvantage I have right now is that as I get a new Shadow Pokemon, I'm going to have to give up a new Shadow Pokemon. Because Togepi's already done and ready to be purified by the time I'm done with this, so we're just going to give Zangoose the spotlight and then Nose Pass in the background. The good news is, the only other spot we haven't tackled, like, you know that staircase that I avoided? That's where some Shadow Pokemon are. So we'll get to add ourselves more members in like seconds anyway. So I don't really see a problem with ditching Togepi in the PC for that fight and all that. So yeah, and then we'll get back on track. I'm just glad I was able to catch Mirror Beam when I did, because it kind of bothered me. Also, because this is a thing that has been on my mind, I don't know if I've discussed it. I want to say I did, but that was like super early on in the project, like when I just started and got to Mountain Battle. There is actually, you know, side quests and stuff to the game, as obvious. You know, the whole interview thing is technically a side quest. So is finding the Bonsly, as is the Battle CDs and Bingo. But aside from that, there's also a challenge with Mount Battle, kind of like there was in Coliseum, except this Mount Battle challenge is actually done in the story mode versus in a Coliseum battle mode. So that's a thing I'm looking at doing. You have to clear all 100 fights in a consecutive run, no changing the team or anything. I'd have to ask my brother all the specific details because he knows it and he's been able to do it. And as a result of doing that, you get rewarded with a Johto starter that knows the following moves specified by type, either Frenzy, Plant, Hydro Cannon, or Blast Burn, which I think is really cool and really rare. So I like that idea, and that's something I want to take advantage of. There's also a side quest to get a Lucky Egg, which is an item that will give you boosted EXP. It's a hold item. So that's a thing I want to get as well. I'm just knocking these guys out like flies. So that's kind of, in case I haven't said it already, that's a thing I want to take care of. Aside from that, because I feel like it's one of those, oh, well, you're talking about doing this XD map battle thing, but you haven't even done that with Coliseum yet. For those of you who actually don't know, I did it, I had it all recorded, it was just lost when I got robbed years ago. So I actually had those parts ready for you and all that for me to upload. I want to say it was like around the time of Fire Red, I'm pretty sure. And then they just were gone because I was going to use the team in Fire. I mean, I wasn't successful. I also shut off Coliseum mode. Like, the whole thing was a waste because it was like, oh, well, you're supposed to use the Pokemon Coliseum Pokemon to do this, and I didn't know that. So I didn't get Ho-Oh anyway, and I still don't have it. And then I showed off Coliseum Battle mode, which I promptly lost in. So, I mean, I guess you could say that it wasn't a waste of videos. I guess you could say you didn't miss anything, but you kind of did too. I guess if you just wanted it for the sake of entertainment, then you could have missed something. But as far as progress goes, I mean, nothing really changed. But Coliseum, the Coliseum modes are still things I want to do, so they still are possible to happen. I don't know if I should actually catch it or if I should risk psychicking it again. I'm just gonna go ahead and try anyway, because I don't want to have to blow my chance. Because if he heals again and then, I think I'd feel comfortable with giving another psychic, but because this Leech Seed, it's actually making it kind of hard. And because he's a rock type, it makes it kind of hard. Well, I guess that was easy. It makes it hard because I can't false swipe him. So Mirror B is going to be the semifinals of any tournament you enter, and he will have just about any Shadow Pokemon you've made faint. So he has the possibility of picking it up and you get it as a second try. Just know that. Now then, I will finish this tournament and see you guys back where we were in the Bermuda Triangle. And here we go. This is going to be the first shadow fight within the Bermuda Triangle. And I apologize if that bothers you that I keep calling it that. That's just, like, it feels, oh, it's actually Bermuda Triangle. Cipher key letter. Damn it, that's 2 syllables longer, but it's 1 word shorter. Well, what are you gonna do? Anyway, they're actually evenly leveled. I didn't mean those two, I meant, Mayday and Claptrap have caught up already, so Mayday is going to be evenly leveled with Claptrap. They're both 38s. I didn't know it. I thought Claptrap was a 39, actually. But, here's the fun. Zangoose seems to be more of the damage dealer, so it's actually kind of, I guess, interesting to see it. TM I got for winning that tournament was actually Brick Break. That did, strangely, a lot of damage. That's the disadvantage of Zangoose, since it's all offense, not enough defense. I got Brick Break, which I'm thinking as far as like, oh, that's stronger than Vice Grip. I could teach that to Claptrap. It's about time I got a TM I could actually use. The thing that's holding me back from doing that is the fact that types resist fighting as to where no types resist normal. So it's like if I were to use it on a bug, if I was up against a bug, I wouldn't really have anything to do. Or a grass. However, it does give me an upper hand against rock types, which is good. So that's what's kind of getting me, is it's one of those, what do? And speaking of bugs, we have, Paris here. Well, that was very fast, actually. Very fast. And here's the fun part, actually. 2 shadows in 1 fight. So, here's the trick. Because of this, you have to be a little bit more careful with how you're fighting. And because of leveling, that's going to make it a little bit tricky. I should be able to survive a shadow attack, I'd like to hope. I did save right before, just in case. Yeah, that should do it, actually. And then maybe we'll see how much a Shadow Rust does. That's just enough. That's just enough. So, just because there's less... Like, remember how I told you half the Shadow Pokemon are inside the last area of the game? That doesn't mean it's just going to be a butt-ton of trainers with just a single Pokemon. There's a few trainers that have at least, like most of them, on average, have at least 2. And then there's a few that have, like, more than that. Like, there's one trainer who has a full team of Shadows, and then there's another trainer who has 4 Shadows. Like... You'd think it would drag on, because you'd think, oh, well, there's a bunch of shadow fights, but that's not necessarily the case. Because so many trainers have multiple shadows, it lessens it, but it's still a very lengthy area all the same. Hopefully, based on my whole refusing to show non-shadow fights, that at least speeds it up. I don't know what fights aren't shadow, but I haven't looked into it. I'm trying to think on how I'm gonna split the videos for that, because I'm damn sure not doing that in a single session. We'll try a Great Ball, and if it doesn't hit, we'll Shadow Blitz him. Rush, whatever. So, I'm trying to think on how I'm gonna split up that final area. I don't know, I guess... Well, I can't really play and decide until I feel it's okay. I guess I feel as much as I can cram into my brain, I guess. Well, there you go. There's 2 new shadows. So as a result, we already have ourselves a full party, even though we just ditched Togepi. So, that's fine. Just remember, if you see stairs, there's probably shadow Pokemon there. That's the rule. So we're going to go ahead and... How close is Claptrap to leveling? Pretty damn close as well, actually. And Mayday... Actually, Claptrap's still ahead of Mayday. That's really weird. Alright, so that's where we're going to set it up. And we're going to progress. And right here they decided to put a healing spot. So I wasn't concerned, see? We just got these shadow Pokemon and they're like, hey, in case you have an empty party like that JCR kid, you can use this. They were very considerate and actually thought of me. It's not often that people do that. It's very depressing. I thought there would have been a box there. It seems like something they'd do. Maybe not, but... So what's the meaning of this then? Oh yeah, so there's really not much for me to do other than to go there? Well crap. Alright, well, since that's stairs, that means it's a fight with some shadow Pokemon. They actually have them together pretty damn fast. But yeah, that's the rule with stairs in this place. It's just really weird. If there's stairs, there's a shadow fight. Let me make sure. Yeah, Go-Rock, that's the name, even though I could swear. What was the other dude then? Elgrog? Because I know I recognize the name being close to Eggnog. And it ending in Og, so that's why I'm thinking this is the same guy. No, it's probably not. If it is, I'll be quite confused. Anyway, we got ourselves a Shadow Shelter here. And this is also one of the points where it's like, oh, now that we've gotten so many Shadow Pokemon, we're going to have to be filling up the Purify Chamber as quick as possible, which is why it's good to have as many sets as possible. And currently I have 5 sets that can be worked on, and a thing that actually I didn't know that I was told was if you just have a chamber and fill it with 4 normal types, then it's full power. Like, because normal doesn't beat anything, it apparently makes it work. I still don't understand. I mean, I kind of understand the method of how it works, but I still think it's really fucking dumb. Oh god, I really don't think the shelter can take it. So, I mean, there's that with the chambers, but the whole all normals, and I gotta hit that reset button. I haven't done that since Ralt. I would also like to point out this is why it's good to know where the shadow Pokemon are. So, I don't know if you've noticed people who make guides, but you see how when he jumped out of the sky, it didn't tell you the name of the trainer? And now that I'm in the fight, I know the name of the trainer, so now I know I have a shadow Pokemon in this fight. I also know that Michael's fucking telling me that. So, guide, you are useless. And I'm yelling at people that make them horribly, aka 90% of the internet. This is really dumb, but I can't believe I'm gonna try it. So, if you say, hey, every staircase in Cypher Key Layer, that clues in something that says, God damn it! This is also the disadvantage of over-leveling, but I mean, to be fair, I blame Shelter's shitty special defense. I mean, I kind of expected it considering I would be able to kill the Shelter by using Fire Blast on it, I want to say, a lot of times in Fire Red. So, I mean, I guess I kind of had what was coming to me. But I was hoping, hey, maybe Psychic will do it. Mayday's really not special, but you don't think positive things, you just don't. So, I bet you even if I brought out Claptrap and had to do Crunch on it, that'd probably still be just enough to kill it. So I'll just have Zangoose very slowly knock its health down, and even if I have Claptrap out here to do Vice Grip and False Swipe, its physical defense is so high that it's not going to do much damage. So, think of this, and I know it's an exaggeration, but more like a Chansey. Oh my god, you fucker. Where it's, either overkill or drastically underkill. That's the problem here. So, since it has so much health, we can actually find a use for Confuse Ray. And the thing that I don't understand is why they changed so many of the attack animations in this game. Like, Shockwave used to be like a stream of blue lights in Coliseum, but in this game it's more like thundery. And then, Confuse Ray looked more like, oh hey, there's this floating blob in front of my face that's gonna apparate and stuff, and that's gonna do something. Did I really just use Call on him when I could have just used Shadow Rush? Why didn't I? And now it's whatever the hell that fucking portal to the Netherworld was. Like, I don't know why they changed it. The one that bothers me the most, oh, I hate this one, is the Psybeam animation, honestly. I think the way Psybeam looked in this game was, like, one of the better interpretations of Psybeam. I mean, it was essentially just the same one from Stadium, but, like, shrunk down to a drastic degree. But I think it looks better than, oh, hey, let's have fucking a Psybeam flow like it's drunk driving or something, and it looks like Gay Bacon having itself a party. I just don't know. to me, I still like the... I don't know if I ever told the story. I had a cat named Aurora. So as a result, whenever we saw the name Aurora Beam as a move, we'd always just joke about it being our cat that's the beam, and you'd shoot the cat. And because Stadium is so dragged out, it kind of doesn't work. But I mean, at that time, we just pretended it was Aurora anyway. But for the way it looks in Coliseum, I feel like it makes more sense. It's like, oh, there's this beam of light being shot out, and it's like, well, you can imagine that as a cat being shot out at somebody. I don't remember what the animation for Aurora Beam is in this game, but yeah, that's kind of why the whole animation changing thing kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't have enough balls, do I? Hopefully this does something. Also, in Coliseum, when I want to say it was like they looked like they were all hunched over and stuff like Donkey Kong, and they were covered in brown like they haven't bathed in weeks. I think they were the hunters or something. But yeah, whenever they lose a fight, they'd like grasp their face, and we'd always joke like, it'd be like, "Oh my God, get this angry cat off my face!" I don't know. It was funny to me and my brother because cat. And we'd call it the Aurora Cannon. I just imagine this mechanism spinning her around at high speeds, pushing her out like it's some sort of button, and then we can just not get hit by it. It won't kill her. And her claws are retract, so she's spinning around, high velocity, just shredding you apart or something. I don't know. It's totally dumb, but that's what my imagination comes to. And people actually kind of like that. They're like, oh, I'd never think of something like that. Do more of that. And then I do it. And then people are like, that's weird. I'm like, that's what you wanted. I don't know. I've got a very weird mind. People, my elementary school teachers always told me it was going to get me somewhere. I'm still waiting for that to happen. I know I'm still young, so I've got a bit to wait. But, yeah. Still waiting for it.